And joining us now in the studios is Ron Eller. Mr. Eller is a candidate for Mississippi's 2nd Congressional District. We got a runoff coming up, folks, primary runoff. Mr. Eller will face Brian Flowers in the runoff. That's coming up next Tuesday. Can't say that enough, June the 28th. That is voting day. If you're not able to go cast your ballot in person at your appropriate precinct, please go vote absentee. You got until noon on Saturday to do that. Ron, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Gerard. It's a pleasure to be here with you and Rhino in the SuperTalk Studios and to get the opportunity to speak with your audience.
Yes, sir. So you were just telling me off the air there that you received a couple of very high-profile endorsements over the weekend. You also shared with me a photo of you and former President Trump. You evidently attended the rally that was conducted up in DeSoto County this past Saturday. So it was a nice photo you shared there. But tell us about these endorsements.
Well, I just picked up an endorsement yesterday from former Governor Phil Bryant. He was at the rally there, and we talked at the roundtable event with President Trump. And I really appreciate President Trump's staff for reaching out to me and giving me the opportunity to come there and meet the president person to person.
Yeah.
And he is very interested in the 2nd Congressional District. As we all know, Benny Thompson is the chairman of the January 6th committee, and he's interested in how that's going to turn out. And we also talked about food, which is a primary thing that the 2nd Congressional District is known for, agriculture, and the need to finish the Yazoo pump project. This is a national security issue because food is a national security issue and can be a great coin for us to play in the world market going forward. And I really, it was a great opportunity to meet the president, to get to talk with Governor Tate Reeves, with Phil Bryant, Cindy Hyde-Smith, and other dignitaries that were in attendance.
So if you're fortunate enough to prevail next Tuesday and be the Republican candidate and then go on in the general election to defeat incumbent Representative Benny Thompson, as you just mentioned, and we did too, who's been there a long time, what would be your top 3 priorities, legislative priorities you'd focus on?
Well, when you look at my platform, I base it on what I call an E3 principle, E1 being education, E2 is economics and taxation, and E3 is energy. Education is paramount for the United States to maintain its position as a world leader. We need to concentrate on teaching life skills to our children. We need to train that next generation of tradesmen, doctors, lawyers, scientists, and we need to have programs such as school choice. The money needs to follow that child. Schools need to be treated like a business. If you have a good product, you'll have customers. If you don't have a good product, you will not have customers. But not only do we need to talk about our youth and training that next generation, but we need to talk a little bit about prison reform. Sheriff Bailey here in Rankin County has a great program that's now going to be going to 4 other counties talking to him, where he's working on educating people that are in their county jail system. He's helping them get GEDs, get basic job training, teaching them life skills so that we can break that repatriation, because that is a drain on those families and it's a drain on the economy. E2, economics. Well, we already touched a little bit about infrastructure project, in particular the Yazoo pump project. Unlike other candidates out there, I've actually met with the Yazoo pump people. I've met with the state geologists. I've talked with Cindy Hyde-Smith and other elected officials about this on several occasions. And I've walked that ground with the people that live there. And one of the things that's really being missed is that we need to increase the capacity of the main river channels by dredging them out. And groups like the Sierra Club that say that this would be an ecological damage to the environment, well, how do you account for the 20-plus pumps that are already in operation in Arkansas and Louisiana of similar capacity and doing the exact same thing without causing any ecologic damage? That is a fallacy. This will not cause ecologic damage. When you start looking at taxation, there's 2 taxes that really jump out at me. The first one is inheritance tax. An inheritance tax is nothing more than generational theft. Why is it that the family farm, the family business, the family home has to be repurchased? Those taxes were already paid. Rich people are not paying those taxes. Their properties and their estates go into trust. It is the working man, the middle class, that are paying inheritance taxes. We need to stop that. FICA. When you have somebody that's already collecting Social Security and they go out and get a part-time job, why are they paying into FICA again? They're paying their own darned Social Security payment that they're receiving from the government. This is wrong. We need to take anybody that's on Social Security who has a part-time job, and we should not be collecting FICA on them. Energy, my E3 principle. Energy is the lifeblood of the American economy. And I don't have to tell you, and everybody in your audience knows every time they go to the gas pump these days. I know for myself to fill up my Ram truck, it's a diesel, a half a tank costs me about $150. I mean, that hurts.
So a full tank's $300 for your.
Yes, sir.
Is that right? Wow.
It's got the extended tank.
I got you.
That 36-gallon type tank.
Yep.
But like I say, energy is the lifeblood of the American economy, and what the Biden administration and what the people like the Squad, like Benny Thompson, these people are pushing this new Green Deal agenda. This is wrong. It is a national security issue. I believe it was T. Boone Pickens that said it best: drill, baby, drill. We need to drill here, and we need to drill now. We need to use all forms of energy, because energy is the lifeblood of the American economy. It's a national security issue. I don't care if we're talking about clean coal, natural gas, oil, hydroelectric, hydrogen, which we're not really using, nuclear, wind, solar. We need to use all forms of energy, and eventually maybe a green form of energy will win out, but you do not hamstring the American people, the American economy, and our national security for a pie-in-the-sky dream. I'm Ron Eller. I'm running for Congress. These are serious times, and you need a serious candidate, one that understands these issues and can go forward. You know, when I look across America, I see a war right now against the American people being brought on by the cultural left. We need to replace people like Nancy Pelosi. We need to send Benny Thompson home. We need to secure our borders, and we need to move our economy forward. And when you look at this as an overall picture, this war that I'm talking about, it's a war against the American dream, the American way of life. And when I look across America, I do not see a red America, a blue America, a white America, a black America. I see Americans. We're a family. And here in Mississippi, we understand that better than anywhere else. We're united as a family. We like each other. We work together. You know, if you look at the 2nd Congressional District, it's 65% black. I don't look like I'm a black fella, but, you know, I'm there. And when you think about these things, they're trying to keep us divided, because if I can keep you divided as a people, I can control you. If I can make you dependent upon the government, I can control you.
Yeah. You know, in the primary, Ron, as I recall, the votes cast on the Democrat ballot, on the Democrat primary, were about 3x, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, what was cast in the Republican. How do we get all those folks to come over and vote Republican? When you're out and about meeting with constituents, given that math, those numbers, I got to believe that most people you talk to are voting Democrat.
I believe that to be true, too. Yesterday, I was in Admit, Franklin, Wilkinson County, Adams County, Claiborne County. I was out there meeting and greeting people. I talked to a lot of Democrats. Some will slam the door in your face. Some will give you the time of day. But when I talk to them about basic philosophies and about what we all believe in, because we believe in 80% of the same things, regardless of party affiliation, regardless of skin color. We all want a safe place to raise our family. We want good schools for our children. We want a good paying job, and we want to live that American dream. And since we agree on 80% of these things, parties should not be a part of this math equation. We need to look at the individual and what they're willing to do and what they can do. And it's time we talk about term limits. Benny Thompson has been in office since 1993, and when you look at the 2nd Congressional District, it's been under Democratic leadership since the mid-1980s. At that point, it was affluent. There was money in the 2nd Congressional District. Now, 30 counties in the 2nd District, 16 of them are in the top 100 poorest counties in the nation. 5 are in the top 10 poorest counties in the nation. That's the economic plan they had for the 2nd Congressional District, and now they're trying to put that same economic plan in place for the rest of America. Psalms 109:8, may his days be few, may another take his position of leadership.
All right, so we got a couple of minutes left, Ron. Just want to give you a chance to talk about this. You've got about a minute left. What about you versus Mr. Flowers?
Well, I get grief about Bible verses, history, things like that. I will tell you that you need to follow the Lord's word. You need to study and learn history, because if you don't, you're doomed to repeat it. And when you look at endorsements I've had, one of those endorsements that I really like is SEAL PAC. That's the group of Navy SEALs either in office or running for office. You know, they're endorsing the Army retiree, not the Navy vet.
Gotcha.
And having Governor Phil Bryant step up yesterday, knowing that Trump has taken an interest in my campaign, these are big things. These say big things about me.
Gotcha.
If you want to get in touch with me, you can get me on my telephone at 888-ELLER-22, because in 22, we're taking back Mississippi and we're taking back America. That's 888-355-3722. Unlike Joe Biden, I know my phone number, my
we
website.
We got to go. Ron Eller, folks, candidate for Mississippi's 2nd Congressional District. Get out and vote next Tuesday. Thank you, Ron.